Hi, hello all, good morning. Just a minute, let me unmute you. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Morning. So, welcome to second day class of Azure Data Engineering training. Thank you very much for joining.
Hey, actually, this is Harish. I just joined today, and
Yeah,
uh, yeah, I'm not sure about the process about this one. Where should I pay the things? But what is the curriculum and
yeah.
everything?
You just listen. If anything is there, you can call back. Okay.
Okay, I tried to call back a couple of times, but
Yeah, sure. Today we will get back to
okay, sure.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you very much for joining second day class. Okay. So we are going to slowly deep dive. Yesterday, just we seen that something related to prerequisite, which is very important at your side. So as we discussed, you need to arrange the SQL Server SSMS installation in your laptop, actually personal laptop for your SQL practice. As I told you in the first week, we are more time spending on the SQL part. Okay, so that's why please try to have it for your practice. And on top of that, we need to have a Azure account. Okay, so just I explained in the last class also. Please go through it. This Azure account, you no need to create it now itself. By next Monday after the class only, you can start creating the account and then you can start whatever we discussed practicing. Okay. And we discussed about the cloud with just example like comparing with the real time or real world example like a catering and doing at our home or in catering. Similarly, cloud, how it is going to give the services. We just gone through the portal. Okay, so that is very, very important. That's what we just completed, and then SQL we just started select clause and table introduction and select clause we just started, but we haven't seen practically. But the number of clauses, how many are there, what are those meanings broadly, and their order of evolution uh, in the compiler side we have seen. This is what yesterday we have gone through. So this is very important. This order of evolution is very important. But every clause we are going to see in separate class actually, which is very very important as a data domain developer actually. Okay. So that we are going to see one by one. So we are going to start today onwards the practical part of the SQL. So as we discussed, we are going to see SQL more time and only in the first week, okay? Because we should, by the time we start the data factory next week, Monday, we should have a basic knowledge on the SQL so that comfortably we can start the data factory actually. So that's what the main thing. Now, today, let us try to discuss something about the Azure, then we will see the SQL. Okay. So in the Azure, you take any type of project. Please mute always. Please ensure that. Okay. Um, you take any project in the Azure cloud. Okay. So it is always that project is going to follow some structure. Okay. So that is always fixed irrespective of your project actually. Okay. So So, whatever we are going to see now, that is always fixed for any type of project. That may be a data engineering project or any other. Okay. So, what is that? So, we are going to take a account, Azure account. So, that's what you are going to have a Azure account actually. Okay. So, this Azure account, people are calling, not people. So technically, what it is going to be is Microsoft Intro ID. So you will find this word in many, many places, practically in the portal actually. So don't think that this is something else. You are just your account. That meaning is your username and password. So you are going to have username as your email ID and then you will have a password. That's nothing but your enter ID. So this is what your account. So under the immediately the account, actually what is going to be there? So under the account, you are going to have a subscription actually. Okay. You are going to have a subscription. So in your case, it may be free subscription. So you are going to take a first, you will start with free subscription immediately after the account created. So that's what a subscription. It may be sometimes paid subscription also. That's not at all a problem. Okay.
So
Then that's what the subscription. Under the
can I
subs.
have a question?
Hello.
Yeah, this is Harish. Can I have a question here?
Yeah, please wait. Let me complete the whole concept.
Okay,
Definitely, I will answer
okay,
every question. Okay.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is the subscription. So like this, you can have multiple subscriptions actually. So subscription 2, subscription 3. So like this, we can create any number of subscriptions. So in general, for what purpose different subscriptions, we will see broadly once the whole discussion is completed. Then now when you come to the under one subscription higher in the hierarchy, who will be there actually? So whatever we are giving now, that those things we are going to see practically actually. So the subscription one, under this subscription that may be free in your case. Under this subscription, you are going to have a resource group. Okay. So the name is called resource group. So this is what. So you can have multiple resource groups. Try to understand this is something related to your real-time thing also. I will try to map it once this hierarchy is completed. So resource group is nothing but what? As name implies, group. You are grouping something. Then the what is that resources? What are the resources here? Those are the services of the Azure. So it is like to do your data engineering project, you have to create the data factory, you have to create the Azure Data Engineering SQL Server, you have to create the Blob Storage, you have to create the Databricks. These are all different resources which you need to do the data engineering project. So those are all individual resources you need to pack under one group actually. That's what you are naming as a resource group. You can give your own name, whatever you want. So that is what SQL Server, whatever is required, whatever support services we seen, you can see it here actually. You can create under, you can bring them under resource group. So Databricks if you take, so like that, any number of resources. So even under this resource group also, you can create whatever you want. Okay. So that is what in general, the resource groups. So whatever structure you've seen here, same structure you have to follow under every subscription. So this is just one subscription, how hierarchical it is going to be there. So same thing is going to reflect at every subscription actually. So that is what, first of all, hierarchy you are going to see in the Azure account, which is very important because when you onboarded to any new project, or suppose if you are training, if you are getting a training, then after this, if you onboard, you should have this structure clarity so that just by seeing that you will understand, okay, what is subscription, what is resource group. Then by following that, you easily understand that under this what is following what who are all there, easily you can understand. Now something that try to understand related to the real time situation. If you have your if you have your real time projects, then you are doing that. So this is the subscription one in general people are going to use. So this is assume your client. So your client, assume Edufulness is your client. Your client is different, your company is different. So you are working for the client. So your client taken account, under that you are one of the user, so you are working for them. So this client may have multiple projects actually. So it's not just data engineering project. So there may be some other projects also. So for every project in general, people are going to maintain one subscription actually. So project 1 here, project 2 here, because for every project, billing is separate. Basing on the resources you created and basing on the resources you used, billing will come to that particular subscription. So it is reflecting automatically so and so project how much billing is happening. So that's what actually. So for every project you can have separate subscription so that you have a separate division actually. So that's what one thing in case of real time. Okay. That is something related to the projects. Now you are working under the data engineering projects. So when you are working under the data engineering projects, okay. So in general, this is common to everyone, not just to the data engineering, project maintenance and all. So resource groups in general, people are going to use it for the different environments. So what does it mean, the environment? So after taking the requirement gathering from the client, okay, so you need to develop that requirements actually. So that means you should need a dev environment, development environment, where basing on the requirement pipelines, your data migration related work you are doing in these services actually. So that is what ADF you need, data SQL Server you need, Databricks you need. Like that, some other are there, Blob Storage, Data Lake. Don't worry about the names. You will understand one by one. So you need all these things integratedly at one place to for doing this development actually. So that's what you are packing all these things under one environment. That is calling as a dev environment. That is a resource group. So that is what dev. Now, whatever you developed, what is the guarantee you builded everything as per the requirement? So definitely there is a testers actually. So to test it, same environment you need. So that's what UAT environment is going to be there, where testers are going to be there. To whatever code development you did, that code you are pushing to here. Then in the same data, so data factory for the developer is different, data factory for the tester is different. Configuration wise, both of them same. That code you are moving to here. So tester is going to test that code actually. So by creating a test cases basing on the requirement, so he every small thing he is going to take care how perfectly the code is working is going to test. So that's what he needs separate environment. That's what with the same setup another environment will be there. That is UAT environment. For that you can use the another resource group. And finally, you are going to have a production environment. So where also you are going to have a same set of resources, maybe configuration wise, uh, capacity wise, little more will definitely will be there. Whatever that, this is the production environment where this is in the front face for the client actually. So that actual requirement is now serving to their business. So that's what the different environments you are to maintain resource groups you can use in this hierarchy. So this is what in the real-time project also you will observe that the resource groups in this manner. Okay, so try to understand for different projects you can use different subscriptions if you want. See, it is not mandatory. Under one subscription, you can create multiple resource groups and multiple projects you can maintain. That's not a problem. But if to have a clear-cut visibility, to have a clear-cut division, simple management, access control and all, this is the best thing. Every team is different, right? So definitely this is going to make you simple actually. So that's what the very first thing real-time related. This is exactly you are going to observe 99% of the times in your real time. Now, here where actually DevOps engineer is going to be there. So that if you try to understand, whatever development you are doing in the dev environment, that means you might return data factory scripts, you might return SQL scripts, you might return Databricks scripts. All these things should move to here actually. So these scripts should come to UAT. To come those scripts, you are not manually submitting your code to UAT team. Or UAT, after this to deploy in the production, you are not doing it manually. You have to make it automation, that code movement. It's not a data migration. Code movement from one environment to another environment. So this is whatever you develop, people has to test and then you have to deploy in the production if everything okay. So that's what you are going to do, continuous development, okay, and continuous integration. So CI/CD pipelines, that is what code movement going to take care. That is what DevOps engineer is going to take care actually. So where exactly different roles are going to exist. In your real time also, DevOps engineer is going to work with you actually in the starting phase of the project. Okay, so you are gathering the requirements, you are setting up the things for development. Then in that time, DevOps engineer is also parallelly going to develop these CI/CD pipelines so that the whenever you developed anything, you should not manually deploy these things in the other environments, whoever that. So you need a CI/CD pipelines. So white color part, try to understand that that is strictly it is going to exist in the Azure cloud. That is what the structure you should follow. Then basing on your situation, what way you can maintain your real-time project. These are all the things you can try to understand. Exactly whatever you have seen with other colors, you are going to observe in your real time. Okay, so this broad picture is definitely very important for us. Okay, so this is what, first of all, the structure. So before going to see practically something, if you have any doubts, feel free to ask. Hello, hope it is clear.
Yes, Achit.
Yeah,
Yes, Ajit, all good.
It's all good. Also good. So when you say vendor ID is, it is nothing but LDAP, right? LDAP or something that they have a
yeah, continue.
client has created account. They integrate with the LDAP's accounts, or they can integrate.
Sorry, I didn't get it. Which one? They integrate?
When you say Microsoft Entra ID is right,
Hmm.
that is nothing but a client business account or the LDAP account. They will integrate with the Azure environment for the security. Is
Yeah,
is
that
it right
depends
way, or
actually. So
they
in
can't?
general, they are going to create a account directly. So then
Mhm.
they will our side, their side, admin person will be there. So admin person is going to take care of the accesses and all for the projects and users and all actually.
Yeah, yeah, I understood. You are they going to integrate with the LDAP ID, or usually in the real time, or
Yeah, yeah, with their business account only, it is going to be there. Yes, that is possible actually.
okay?
Yeah.
That is my question. So, you, in general, what we are trying to tell is, they keep the subscription as per the projects, right? Is
Yes, yes.
every client is different. Whatever
Correct.
their architecture team is defining that one, they do that one, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So that's what actually. So clearly, the you can divide the things. So in general,
Mm-hmm.
in my real time, so we used to suppose sometimes same client have multiple projects with our company only. So we used to
Mm-hmm.
observe all these things actually. Okay, so such a way we
Mm-hmm.
have our own team who are going to work always under one subscription. So same
Mm-hmm.
another team is going to work for some other requirement. So in another subscription actually.
Okay. Let's say I have a we've been using the Azure, and it's a kind of a subscription for all the data engineering related work for one subscription, and there is a web related subscription is totally
Yeah,
different
that's
kind of.
what. That's what. Project is nothing but
When you say project is, that's kind of related project, right?
correct, correct. Project is
Okay.
nothing but that only. Data engineering task you are doing, web related task you are doing here. So like that,
Mhm.
you are just client is also have the clarity which team is working on what and access and all those
Okay.
things going to make simple actually. So in
Okay.
general, this is what even not in what we did. So most of the cases which I observed sometimes, this is what the structure people used to follow because it is already their meaning is also they meant for that reason only.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they keep the, so when it comes to Azure, maybe it is not related. When it comes to subscription of the Azure, okay, does they have a different pricing when you say UAT and the prod and the dev?
No, no, no. See, that's what I told you that pricing wise,
Mhm.
how much pay as you go, as name implies.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, see, so in general, I will tell you real-time situation. So, in general, when you are doing with data migration related project, my data engineering, suppose SQL side if you take, in the cloud side
Mm-hmm.
SQL in the dev environment with one configuration you will take, or in the day one
Mm-hmm.
UAT with some capacity you taken, capacity one you taken, okay, for
Mm-hmm.
example. Then when it comes to the production, the same SQL server, you sometimes you will double the capacity actually.
Yeah, because we integrate a lot
Two
of
times
things
of
over
the
there.
product capacity of the UA dev or UAT.
Okay.
So obviously that will reflect on the billing.
Pricing.
Yeah. So the way how you are using it, competition wise, storage wise, mainly these two things. So accordingly it will reflect in the billing.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Good.
Okay. So hope it is clear, everyone.
Sir,
Yeah.
that DevOps tools, I mean, that we use for CI/CD, we need to have idea of that. I mean, for migrations and all, or that
We
will
need to
be
have, sorry.
we need to have an understanding of DevOps also, or that will be taken
No,
care
no,
by
no,
you.
no, no, no. That's what I clearly mentioned. That is going to take care by DevOps engineer. He is going to work with you.
Okay, we don't have
So,
to know anything of that.
yeah, we are data engineers only. In general, whatever in our team, we used to have DevOps engineers. So we will work together actually, so that some inputs we have to provide to them, so that they will create the pipelines for data migration purpose. Then we will use it them throughout our project. So initial days of the project, DevOps engineer dedicatedly going to allocate actually. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. So now what we will do is before going to see the SQL part, so just let us try to create something in the Azure portal, which is very simple, basing on this discussion only. So subscription part I will show you, okay, when you go to the portal in a moment. Then let us try to create a resource group with our name. Let us get the flavor that naming wise also how we are going to follow when you are creating any service of the Azure. Okay. Strictly you can observe these things in your real-time project also when you are onboarded. So let us try to create the resource group. Resource group. Okay. Yeah. So let me share the portal window. Just a moment. Yeah. So this is what the home page which I discussed yesterday. Okay. In this home page, the different services, if you want to see category wise, you can go to the more services, have a look. So these are all the category wise AI plus machine learning related services, analytics related services. Likewise, these are all the things it is able to provide. So like a catering company, how many dishes they are able to cook? You have a catalog, you have a menu card actually. So like that. Then whatever you want, you can create it, then use it. So today we are going to create a resource group. So always you can search in the search bar. So resource group. So you can see resource groups. Click on this. Have a look. You no need to worry too much about the billing part. I will show you my billing also. These are all different resource groups which I created for different batches, for different purposes, okay, for my own works actually. So no need to worry even if you leave it actually. So billing wise resource group, we are going to least bother. So create a resource group. So, and one more thing, any resource, any service when you are creating, similar type of window you are going to observe. So whatever you are doing now, you no need to worry when you are creating new service. Okay, similar window, click on create, simple. See here, resource group you are creating and you can see subscriptions. In my case, I have two subscriptions, Azure subscription one, pay as you go. Both of them are paid subscriptions. I left the name as it is actually. So these two are the two subscriptions which I have. So under Azure subscription one, we are going to create. That's what just now we discussed, right? Resource group under one of the subscription. So which one you can select from here? Different subscriptions you might have actually. Then you can see the resource group name, what you want to keep. Let us try to follow in general. Let us try to follow the hierarchy in naming wise also. Just if you give resource group 1, 2 and all, for what purpose that resource group is there, you will never understand. You have to go always inside and by seeing something, you can decide, okay, this is related to so and so actually. So it should be always your client name. You should start with the client name. It need not be same, but you try to follow some hierarchy. So client name, and you are also going to have some project name. Definitely, whatever work you are doing for that project name will be there. And then definitely under which environment this is going to be there. So that environment name, try to give it. Then followed by what you are creating, that resource name you try to give it. Okay, resource name, try to give it. This is strictly we are going to follow. So as we discussed here, client we are taking as a Edufulness EFN, and then project name we are going to take it as May 25M. So this is what your project code, okay? And environment wise we are going to take as a development environment, then followed by resource group RJ I am going to take. So this is what try to follow strictly. In our case, throughout our training, we are going to work anything under this resource group only. It is not just for today. Okay. Whatever we are going to create the resources in future, it is what just if you come here, we are able to find all the things. So try to practice naming convention also like this. Better you are going to have a clear clarity. So that's all. Resource group, nothing is there. Click on this review
Achit,
and
sorry.
hello.
I was going to say, can you repeat the naming convention? I know you switched it with your information. So you said first thing is client name. Can
Sorry,
you
what you
repeat
want
the
to
naming convention?
what you want to repeat? Naming
The
convention.
naming convention. Yes.
Okay, right. Come here. Nothing is there. What I told
Yeah.
you is try to follow the naming convention, the hierarchically, so that
Uh-huh.
you are going to please mute. Please always try to ensure smooth running of the classes. Okay, and if you have any doubt, always feel free to ask. No doubt, but please try to wait until the concept is completed. I definitely, without, we are going to stop the class if you don't have any doubts. That I always ensure till the last class, no doubt. Okay. So please, the main thing is please try to mute immediately after your part is done. So that we will not miss the flow actually. Try to understand in very natural way. Yeah. So now try to see what is I told you is naming convention. Please try to follow standardly always. So try to give the client name first of all, whoever is client. If you have a shortcut, you can follow that. client name, then try to follow the project name. Definitely your one client may have multiple projects, so your project going to have some name. So try to give the project name, then followed by your environment also, because with the same client name, with the same project name, you are going to have dev, UAT, and product names actually. So try to give the environment name, then your resource name. What is your resource? I'm going to create a resource group. I'm going to create a ADF. I'm going to create a Databricks. I'm going to create a blob. So by seeing entire thing, you see, you will going to understand that particular resource related to whom and all entire clarity you are going to have. That's what the main intention. If you are creating under the same environment area, you will give like this. So this is, sorry, this is a resource name. You just give it. So it is under dev environment ADF, under dev environment resource group, blob storage, Databricks. So like that, just by seeing the names, you are able to understand. So that is what we followed. Client name we taken here as EFN, just for following same thing. Project name we are just taking it as a May 25 AM morning batch. Then dev environment. Okay, this is environment actually. Dev environment. Then we are going to create now the resource group. So this is what standardly we are going to follow throughout our training actually. So whatever resource you are going to create, same manner we are going to follow. Hope it is clear, right?
It is a resource group or resource name.
Resource group name. Yes, resource group only,
Okay.
nothing but. Okay. So one name should be there to identify that uniquely, right? So try to follow the naming convention. Even simply you can give resource group 1. So what is the use of that? You don't know related to what that, okay? So now that's what the resource group name. This is just giving the name, selecting the subscription and the region. So this Azure is going to exist physically in multiple locations in the globe actually. So whichever is nearest, so that is always recommended. Try to take that. Okay. So click on review plus create, so that when you review, it is going to check whatever the details you given, all of them valid or not. So that it is going to enable the create option. Then you can see create the resource group. So since it is a very small one, just creating the resource group like creating a folder. So ours is created. So have a look, it will be there somewhere. So May 25M Dev Resource Group. See, all the other batches, same naming convention we used to follow. What is this March? So this one. So this is what our resource group. And we haven't created any resources yet. That's why it is just empty. If you see any other thing randomly, suppose if I open this one. So under this resource group, we have a something logic app, data factory, blob storage, and some API connection like that actually. So you take anything, you are going to identify some resources. Since these are the older, okay, we have to delete. So that's what actually. So hope it is clear, resource group related and this whole discussion. So tomorrow we are going to create one more resource under this resource group. So any confusion, any doubts in this before going to see next one?
All good, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So no worries. Just try to understand theoretically at this time. And only on the Monday you are going to create the account. Don't try to create. Don't be hurried to create Azure account because it is 30-day free trial. And one more thing to give you the confidence, always no worries about your account actually, even if you go to the paid subscription. So definitely you will not practice more than me actually. So I will show you my billing subscription so that you will get the confidence. So have a look. If you go to this one, so you can have a look. So my billing. So you can see month wise, and the good thing is you can put the alert also. So alert is nothing but suppose this is the budget. So you can put the limit budget limit actually. Suppose if your billing is exceeding this amount, it is going to send a email so that immediately you can alert actually. Okay. So here you can see this is the forecast. This is actual cost. So April 9 to May 8, my total billing is 124 rupees. That's all. And that too, in that 124, 74 rupees database taken. Because one day I created for a previous batch, I forgot to delete it actually. No worries, you no need to delete. We have another option. I have already one database, another database I created for some experiment and for one batch purpose. I forgot half day, this billing is happening. Otherwise, it is just less than 100 rupees. 74, well, that is less than 50 rupees actually. And even this data factory also 3 days back billing actually, not 3 days, sorry. So that is some other, okay. So that time it is sended the emails, whatever the campaign emails you are receiving, that is through data factory only I am doing. So that is what. So you can hardly manage your whole billing even if you go to the paid subscription less than 50 rupees, hardly less than 100 rupees. So feel free to upgrade whenever it is expired. So definitely after 1 month, we will discuss that also. For the current evening batch, so they are all of them completed their free trial. So in the last week everyone upgraded to the paid one. So they are able to manage within. So every day I will show you this part in the first week actually, so that billing wise you no need to worry. Where to take care also we will see one by one, okay, whenever we are creating so and so resource. Okay, so we are good with this, hope, and try to understand this structure. Strictly we are going to observe at every place in your real time and in our training. So this is very first thing we need to discuss the moment you started training actually. So now let us come to the SQL side. Let us try to see some insights. Okay. So yesterday we discussed about this table EMP, which is going to have a 8 columns, 14 records, and this table is not actually the random table as I told you yesterday. This is well organized, well engineered data actually. You take any situation, any scenario, any concept in the SQL or in the database side, you are able to identify related data in this. So what you are understanding on these 14 records, same thing is going to reflect on 1 million records or 1 lakh records or 1 crore records. We never bother on that. Only optimal related, you will discuss that. But concept wise, what you are understanding, easily first of all you can understand on the small data set, then same thing is going to reflect actually. So understanding the situation is really matter. So that's why this table is going to help for any kind of situation. So we are going to see throughout the training in many places. Now let us this table, if you want, just let me know or quickly come here. EMP table. If you Google it, if you Google it, take see here EMP table script in SQL Server. If you Google it, you will try to find out any one. So just take the first one. Then here you are going to have a script. In worst case, let me know. Definitely I will provide the script. In worst, so here create a table EMP onwards. Try to copy it. Then till DEPT table. see that this is the DUPT table script creation. Copy this, then let me share you database also. So this is the database which I created in my local system, SQL Server. Then take the new query. Here, take the new query for any script writing, queries writing. Click on new query. So this is the new query window. Paste those scripts. That's all. In your case, your database may be empty actually, no tables. So by running this script, those two tables you are going to create. So in my case, I guess I have a EMP table, DEPT table. So let me just check. So EMP, DEPT, I already have it. We will see in a moment. So what you will do, just paste this script, whatever in the internet you copied, then click on execute. So that tables you are able to see under this table section. And no worries about don't, if you are completely new to this particular thing, you will get the clarity of this hierarchy maybe in 2 days actually. So no worries if you are completely new. Just follow what I am telling, that click on new inquiry after your SSMS window is installed, and before that SQL Server. Then you just if you click on the SSMS window, if you search in your system, then click on that, you are going to open it. Then you click on new query and then paste the script. Just click on this run. You are going to get familiar that also in a moment. So that's what EMP table. Now this is where we are. So EMP table is there in your database with this data actually now. Then how you will start select statement, how you will write the queries. So that's what here you are going to write. So if you need any specific columns, not all the columns, you can write those column names with comma separator in the select class. That's what we discussed yesterday. Select is going to filter the columns. Then these columns from which table you should mention, that is what from table name. So have a look. In database, you are going to have a many number of tables. Okay. So from which table you want the data and which columns you want from that table, you need to tell clearly. So have a look, select, take the from EMP. Okay. So columns are what? So EMP number I am taking, E name I am taking, salary column I am taking, DEPT number. So these are the different columns. Have a look here. Exactly same structure we are going to have there. So by writing like this, then if you click on execute, and one more thing, you will get the clarity what I am doing other stuff just in 2 days. Okay, let it be at this moment. Then click on this execute. So have a look in this table. You are asking only 4 columns, or all of them it is written. So 14 records. Now what if you need all the columns from the table actually? If you need all the columns from the table, what you need to do? So in the select statement, put a star. So star is nothing but a closure. That means you need everything. That means all the columns from a table. So have a look by selecting that query. You click on execute. All the columns, the data you are able to see. So whatever you have here, this is what you are displaying the data. So my recommendation always is, even if you write in single line also, it's not at all a problem. For the compiler, you write multiple lines or single line, it is same. But the standard recommended is try to write down every clause in the separate line, so that you are going to have a better visibility. Okay. And also not only that, try to write down every column also in the separate line. You have a more better visibility. In real time, you are going to find out the queries in this manner. So that is always important. For the compiler, anything is fine, but for us, you are going to have a better clarity. You can run the multiple queries. See, just by selecting or just if you leave like this and if you execute all the things script, whatever script in this window, everything going to execute. Okay. So you can see that. First query output is this one. So 4 columns you are asking. Second query is this one. Everything you are asking. That's all. So that is what simple thing, simple basic, how to fetch the data, how to read the data. So that's what if it is select star, you are going to get the whole data. If it is specific columns, you are going to get only those columns data in the output. So with this, we are good to move the next part. Okay. So that's what in this way you are going to get the data. Okay, from the table. And how to create those scripts. Don't worry about this create statements, all these things. You will get familiar. We will see in the future. But we should not start with this discussion. So you should start with select only so that you will get familiar first of all the environment. So to have that table, try to get that script in the Google, in the internet, then run it. In worst case, no worries. Let me know. I will share these scripts. Now, very, very, very important in the day 1, day 2 itself, let us try to feel that and let us try to see logically how it is there. And in real time, you are going to use in many places. As I told you, SQL is the such a evergreen technology, even irrespective of your situations and time. So 10, 15 years back, what SQL is there? 20 years back, what SQL is there? Even now also same. So no worries, even after 10 years or 20 years, same thing what you are learning, you are going to use. So that's why give the highest priority to understand this SQL actually. Now let us try to understand the next important concept. It is not the basic, but very important in many places. Distinct keyword. So you are going to use the distinct keyword in the select clause. As name implies, it is going to eliminate the duplicates actually. What does it mean? Come here. Okay. So leave this part. Okay, come here. Let us run this script. Let us have the whole data. Now listen carefully. I am going to take the column name called DEPT number from the EMP table. So if I run this, what is going to happen? Observe that. Execute. It is giving only the data under DEPT column. So how many number of columns we got here is 14. Sorry, how many records? 14 records we have actually. Okay. But sometimes you want to know how many departments are there. Sorry. What are the departments in your company? What are the departments? If anybody asks, you are not going to send this information. Suppose 10,000 employees are there, 10,000 records you are going to get like this. You have to mention that 10 is one department, 20 is one department, 30 is one department. That means you have to eliminate the duplicates. You have to identify the unique values from this. That's what the distinct. So how you can apply that in the query is simple. Immediately after the select class, mention the distinct keyword. Then on which column you want to apply this distinct, mention that. That's all. Now this query returning 14 records, this query is going to return unique records. That's what 10, 20, 30 actually. So 3 departments are there, unique, 3 different unique values are there under this DEPT number. So that's what actually. Okay. So distinct is going to work like that. Now let us try to see the whole data. Okay. So now tell me, I'm going to write the query like this. Select distinct job column from EMP. Come on. If you just write the job column, how many records you are going to get without a distinct? Try to answer every silly question also. So if I write like this, if I run this, what it will return? 14 records. Now how many records it will return? Since you are applying distinct on job. So clerk is one value, it will eliminate the duplicates. Salesman is one value, manager is one value, 3 till now. Analyst, president, maybe 5 are there. Okay, so have a look. 5 different roles are there in your company. Who are those? What are those? This is. So it is returning all different values. That's all. Now let us try to have a one small insight. Okay. So let us try to take the whole data first of all in front of us. Okay. Now let us see here. I am writing distinct MGR, okay, from EM. So come on, tell me. MGR column. MGR is nothing but manager. So MGR column, what is the difference in the data wise to the job and DEPT number to the MGR? MGR data, if you observe, what is the difference to DEPT number and job? You are observing something, yellow color part here and here. Have a look. Null. So null handling we will see separately, but since time is came, null is actually, it is not a string actually. No, it is not like president or king or Turner. It is in something, it is empty here. So when you are able to observe the null value, when it is not available, data is not available, okay? Data is not available or not applicable. In that case, you are not inserting anything. So if you see MGR, in case of MGR, if you see, he is the king. That means he is the president for the company. He don't have any manager. So he is not applicable. MGR, no value is available, not applicable actually. Suppose in case of commission for the Smith, commission for the Smith is not there right now. So null. So not there is 0, but he is not applicable or data is not available. So you didn't inserted any value actually. So that's what null handling, null value meaning we are going to see. So observe that under MGR you have a nulls. Now the question is return different manager IDs. Okay. So query is this one. That's all. Different manager IDs what? Because you see 7698 is actually a Blake. Blake is the manager for some employees. So he is repeated. So you need unique manager IDs. So this is what. So in that discussion, what is the main observation is null also coming in the output. That is what main thing. So different managers are actually 6 only. But since null value is also there, you are getting the total 7 records output. Just keep that in mind so that you can handle that null value if you don't want. So you will see in the future discussion. Okay. So at this moment, what is the conclusion is if nulls are there under your column, those are also coming in the output if you apply the distinct. That is the only thing at this moment. Now again I am running the whole query. So basing on this discussion, next part try to answer. Select distinct, what column I am writing and you try to observe it. How many records you are able to see in the output. This is what you have to answer now.
Unique records with null values.
5 records are
Yeah, number you tell me how many records you are going to
5,
see.
sir.
Because under the null column easily you can tell the answer out of 14.
The
Come on.
14 records are available.
All 14 you are telling, is it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
5.
It is 4 it will come.
4, okay. 5, okay. Whatever, right or wrong, don't feel about others. You just tell your answer. Before that, apply what you.
5.
Okay. So you might check yourself. I'm just going to run. Have a look. 5. So all nulls going to consider as one null value only. That's all. Okay. And 4 different values anyhow. So that is what null, how it is going to behave in case of distinct. Okay. So hope that is clear. Now your part, logically you have to answer. Come on. This is what your entire data, whenever you are writing your query, recommended always is try to take the entire data or some sample data in front of you. That is going to make you to write the queries very comfortably. Okay, come on. I am going to take DEPT number job columns. So have a look. Okay, so we are going to see individually first of all these things. So distinct DEPT number. Come on, try to answer it. And distinct job. So when you run like this, you got the records 40. When you run like this, you have 3 different departments in your organization, 3 different departments, and 5 different roles are there. 5 different roles are there. So that's what you just noted the number of records in the output. So that is what required for us. Okay. So let it be. Okay. Let us see all of them at once. Done. 14 records here. Third query output. Whatever I selected, those queries executed, those outputs have a look. 3 outputs here. First query output 3 records, second query 5 records, or third query 14 records. Now come here. What I am writing, observe. You have to tell every output is in front of you. Okay. Is it syntactically right or wrong if I write like this? Together I written. Is it syntactically right or wrong? Whichever I selected.
Right.
Right.
It is correct.
Right.
It is correct. Meaning wise also correct. Now listen carefully. I will just show you individually department number and job columns output when you apply distinct. You written together. What is your understanding? How many number of records it is going to return? Come on.
It
Or
will
what
give
way
4
it is
rows.
going to return?
It will give 4
5.
rows and one will be empty.
Okay.
5 rows. Sorry. 5 rows. One will be.
5
2 will
rows.
be empty.
Okay. Okay, fine. Come on, next. Whatever, right or wrong, always try to express actually. That is a really good habit. Okay. Come on, next.
5 records, 2 will be null.
Okay. And now onwards, whoever trying to answer, try to think in this way also. So you are telling that two values will be null. So is that combination is right or wrong? Valid data or not? When whatever you are combining. So think in that way and try to answer now.
Yes, there will be 5 jobs.
Okay.
And for the president and the clerk, there will be no the department. Okay.
Okay.
It
It
could
will
be
be,
only 3
yeah, okay. That
because distinct is only with
fire,
3 a department number. So
that
department
So
number
means
it
is
is
five
just
up,
jobs.
3 and the job.
is it applying only on the department number distinct?
No,
No.
That's what I
no,
think.
it will apply under the job. Under each job is belongs to the department.
Okay. Okay, right. Now that's really great. So always try to participate. Your practice will complete in the class itself. Such a way I will ask the small or big questions so that you will think and respond. So that's what the main intention. Now let us see the output. So this is what the data in front of us. On these 2 columns you apply distinct. So think always, don't think individually now. That is not a recommended. You should not think individually now. Here the important thing is when you write a distinct, after the distinct more than one column if you have. You have comfortness when you have one. If you have more than one column, how it is going to behave? Very simple. 20 clerk. Together distinctness actually, you have to think in that way. Combination as distinct. So 20 clerk, is there any other combination? Yes, there is another combination. So now only one combination will come in the output. So always try to stick to the basic core definition. Distinct is working on different values. When you write multiple columns, their combination as unique. So 20 clerk, 2 times it is there. So one time it will display. 30 salesmen, if you see, 2, and here 30 salesmen, here 30 salesmen, and here 30 salesmen. 4 times it is there. So that combination 4 times is there. So one time it will return. That's what uniqueness or distinct. So have a look the both the things. You can have a better visibility. So don't think individually. Whoever told that 5 records, that the data, first of all, data should be valid data. So you can see 10 clerk combination. 10 might be individually repeated, and individually clerk or manager is repeated. But the combination never going to repeat. So 10 clerk never going to exist anywhere. So 30 salesmen, only one time you have. So these are the different combinations under those two columns. So distinct is going to work that way, such a way, how many combination wise uniqueness it will try to identify. Okay, so for example, if I take here further MGR column. So on 3, it is going to work. See, have a look. So you see 10 columns it became. Earlier it is 9, even when it is DEPT number and job. So now in the combinations also have a look. 20 clerk repeated 2 times. But 20 clerk MGR combination not repeated. So this is same thing. So individually don't try to see when you have multiple columns after the distinct. It is going to return the combinations as unique. Any confusion? This is the main insight people are going to get in confusion even in the real time. This basic, if you are clear, we never bother about the number of records. Same thing is going to apply even you have any number of records. Any confusion in this whole discussion? Hello?
No, sir, it's clear.
Yeah.
No, it's very clear.
Thank you. So this is what the distinct keyword insights, and you will see how to apply in different places in upcoming discussion. Okay. This is really matter, and whatever I discuss, we discussed in this distinct related. You are going to observe similar type of discussion in the group by. So you are going to see in the group by and in the even in the order by clause also. Where clause which we are going to see maybe day after tomorrow. That is very important thing. Just let me show you. Yeah, this is one of the very important thing, aggregate functions. Logically, this is the area where people are going to test you. So we are going to see with the animated slides very clearly tomorrow. Okay. So this is very important in the interview point of view. First of all, without this, there is no interview data domain, and without this, there is no real time. So such a important thing, people are really confusing logically. So we are going to see with simple examples, and that will reflect on any number of records. Okay. So that we are going to see. Please try to attend tomorrow also, as I told you in the previous classes. So if you have any doubts, yesterday I am just a little busy with meetings actually. So if you have any doubts, feel free to call back for these numbers. If above number is not connected for the call, you can call to this. Okay. So if you want to message anything in the WhatsApp, you can send to this number. Or if you want to call, this is the better signal we are going to have always. Okay. So that is what that's all for today. Okay. And as I told you, first three classes are free. Please attend tomorrow also. And meanwhile, hope you gone through the YouTube channel. Okay. So the name is Edufulness, and hope you gone through the Udemy also. You can search with my name in the Udemy, Achyut. You can find the more than 20 plus courses actually. So see the feedbacks, ratings, and sample videos. And even here also you have around 150 videos are there. Data engineering related only, SQL, Data Factory, Databricks, PySpark, interview questions, real-time scenarios. Okay. So just have a look how the discussion is going on, and anyhow you are attending the live classes. So I guess these three is more than enough to assess how we are discussing. If you feel worthy, tomorrow after the class you can go for the enrollments. So my recommendation, just spend some time. Don't simply reject, don't simply accept also. Test it with a free of mind, empty mind. Then if you feel worthy, then only you can go for enrollment tomorrow. Okay? Any doubts, any clarifications required?
Hello, sir.
I'm good. I'm good. Can
Yeah.
you please send me the course details, what you're going to teach in the live classes?
Yeah. So actually we discussed in the demo actually. No problem. I will
Okay.
just try to list down here. Whatever, please
Mm-hmm.
mute. Whatever we are discussing here, SQL Server, from everything from the scratch only. Data
Mm-hmm.
Factory, Databricks, nothing but PySpark. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And along with the supporting services like Blob Storage, Data
Mm-hmm.
Lake, okay, Logic App,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
Key Vault. These are all different services in different places. They will come and go. Only maybe 2 days, 1 day we will discuss. And these are
Mm-hmm.
all regularly you are going to see because these are the core concepts. And
Mm-hmm.
nowadays, please mute. Hello. Nowadays, this is the trending technology, Microsoft
Fabric.
Fabric. Okay, that we are going to see. Not only that, in one or two classes only, I will show you the Synapse Analytics also. The good thing
Mm-hmm.
is Microsoft Fabric at the same time Synapse Analytics. You no need to spend some time separately. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because all these things are going to come uh, in these services actually. Okay. Suppose we are, first of all, we are learning in a complex, not a complex actually. Every service individually we are learning. We are integrating them. Then we are designing the workflows. So data migration or
Okay.
whatever, we are learning them individually, integrating them. That means you are preparing for worst situations. All these things
Okay.
ready-madely available in the Microsoft Fabric. Just by creating
So,
Fabric account, you are able to see the SQL related database, data factory, what you learn here, exactly same thing you will see here. Data PySpark, whatever notebooks or whatever development you have done, concepts what you learn, exactly same thing you are going to see here, exactly same thing you can do here, same environment, nothing is going to change. Data lake or blob related, exactly ready-madely you are going to get it here. You no need to
that
integrate,
means
you no need to
they
run.
package they packaged the resource group as one thing and they're selling it as a Microsoft Fabric. Is it that thing?
Sorry?
Seems like they packaged the one resource group what is needed for the data engineering, and Microsoft is selling that as a Microsoft Fabric.
Yes, exactly, correct. Everything is going to get it. And beyond data engineering, Fabric is serving many more. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
people are using for for data engineering also. They developed many things here actually. And at the same time, so that's why after half of the concepts are completed in the ADF, we are going to work more than 1 week in the Fabric. So that, first of all, you will get the confidence that a SQL data factory exactly going to exist in the Fabric. That concept, that confidence you will get. You will expose to the portal so that you will get familiar with the portal so that in resume comfortably you can keep your Fabric also. By doing some tasks in the Fabric, you are going to get familiar with that. Similarly, I will show you the Synapse also. Even in the Synapse, much easier than, much comfortable than Fabric. Little variation, 1% or 5% variation will be there in Fabric, not concepts wise, window wise. But UI window wise, exactly same what you are observing here. Individually, technology wise, what you are saying, same thing. So that's why the bonus is this one. You to spend some time to learn this.
Okay. So one more thing is, do you have any live projects with a kind of a big data concept, a big data, huge data uh, concept?
So here main target is data engineering related tasks. Okay. So in the data engineering, what are all commonly happening situations and issues? Those things we are going to discuss. So big data related somehow we will discuss in the data processing actually, but this is not purely meant for big data, to be frank. Okay. Because data engineering training we are targeting, right? So most of the discussion on related to that. Yeah. But in and around things also we will discuss that whenever situation come, I will discuss basing on that concept actually. Yeah. And along with this, in one class dedicatedly we are going to see, of course, so suppose if I take recently completed batch recordings. I told you, right, all the recordings you are going to get after every class. So like this, you are going to get recording link will be there. What concept we discussed in that class, you are going to have. So detailedly, you are going to observe that. So that what will happen? Suppose so and so concept you want to learn today. So just identify is there corresponding link. You try to open it actually. Okay. So that is one thing. And very important thing where it actually. I used to discuss not only just here something you can see passive income related. So that also, which is going to help you a lot. For every batch, we will discuss something. Okay. Okay. So that is what recordings wise. Hope I already shown you in many places. Yeah. Okay. So that's all for today. Use the same link for joining tomorrow's class. Okay. So meanwhile, you try to hope you arranged the SQL server in your local laptop. If you no worries at all, if you don't have local laptop, personal laptop, tomorrow I will tell you the way actually. So for whoever don't have personal laptop, tomorrow I will tell you the way. After that, you can practice it actually. Okay. Thank you all. If you don't have any doubts, let us meet tomorrow. Meanwhile, as I told you, go through all these things. Okay. Bye bye. Have a nice day.
Achut, I may call you, but whenever you free, you
Sure.
can.
Feel free. Yeah, feel free.
Okay, because I'm not sure. I have an experience in the working in the ETL and
You
everything.
can call back and you can discuss. No doubt.
Yeah,
I'm definitely available.
yeah, sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all. Have a nice
Thank
day.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.